Hi, I'm Justin Bearley. This is for my educational leadership class. This is actually my e-portfolio for building leadership practicum. I'm going to talk to you about the highlights of my e-portfolio. The top part of this is introduction to the building leadership practicum. This is kind of more for the students, in that case, my information. So I'm not going to really go into that material there. I'm going to talk about the candidate information as well as I'm going to dig really into the activities portion of this a little bit more. To start with, I'm going to click on my goals. This is my goal presentation. Um, and my goals I have set are um, things like becoming a building leader in the future, um, being a good dad. Uh, Family is first, as you can see on that first screen. Moving into my leadership philosophy. Um, these are the main points that I thought was important to me, and maybe what I think is I'm good at. Um, I'm a leader by example, first and foremost. I'm not a super vocal person when it comes to leadership. Um, Respect is a next strength. I do have respect among community members, stakeholders, students, um, teachers. Humility. I think all great leaders are human. I'm definitely human. I will make mistakes. I do make mistakes. I do own up to my mistakes when I make them. Uh, Success. I believe that a leader's ultimate success is measured by the results of relationships. I'm a firm believer in building relationships, especially now with students and community members as a teacher. Optimism. I try to keep a positive and optimistic outlook on pretty much anything. Um, I'm a person of integrity, honest, truthfulness. Communication. I believe that communication is crucial and it means not only being a good speaker, but as well as being a good listener. And I think I am probably better at listening than speaking at times. I think that would obviously have to change if I am in some sort of administrative leadership role. I'm a visionary. I believe that being a visionary consists of a leader that listens to team members, takes risk and responsibilities for both action and vision. Here's a quote from Helen Keller. The most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision. Moving on to the plan of study. So these are the classes I took um, in my hopefully completion of this endorsement program. So I think in 2005 I went back and got my master's degree in instructional technology through Fort Hayes and graduated with my master's degree. I think in around in '07, and then in 2018 I started thinking about continuing on with the building leadership um, endorsement. And in the fall of 2019, I actually started. So October 19 was my first class, and then this is December, November, I guess November now of 2020. So I completed or hope to complete about 21 hours in about a year. Here's my resume. This is something I need to work on more. Um, I have not, I've not interviewed for a job or anything like that, and I haven't really updated a resume in like 18 or 19 years. So I tried to do the best I could here, and I know I need to work on this more so than what I have currently. I've been teaching currently here at Cheney since 2002. So this is my first job, and I've kind of stuck with it, I guess. Moving on to the activity form here. Uh, so this kind of kept track of my activities, and I actually had a whole lot of activities here to begin with, and I started doing the Google presentation, and I went ahead and I deleted quite a few of them, and then I ended up going back and actually inputting all of them again, so they're kind of in order, they're organized. At first, they were just so unorganized that I was just kind of running around in circles. So that's why they all say 1125 on these, because I just went back through and organized them a little bit nicer and neater. And then here's our component tracker. This helps us make sure that we complete each component. Um, we had to select one activity for each component, and that's what our slides are going to be consist of here shortly. Administration and verification, that's just saying our administrators say that we put in some hours and time and commitment in completing this course. So here's the video that I'm recording right now. This is where this is going to go. Moving on to our district activities. First activity that I completed is professional learning. This is over hybrid learning. This is for here at Cheney School District. This was in April, and we all know that when March, April hit last year, we were shut down. Our statewide was shut down, so we had to go into what we called a hybrid learning scenario. So this is what our district did, and here's a video that I created. Each one of us teachers created a video to help other teachers, and this is the video that I selected. The next one I want to talk about is attending Board of Education meetings. I attended in April, May, and June, and July. I have missed, I think I attended August as well, but I missed September. But I do think this is something I want to continue to attend in the future. Next activity is a presentation over inclusive culture and the People First language presentation. I included both of these in the standard component because they fit nicely. Okay, the next activity here is the crisis team meeting. This was back last, I think it would have been last November or so, about a year ago when we had this. Right now, crisis is not super important to us because everything is COVID related, but this is something that we can't forget about in the future. Social emotional learning is my next activity. This, we think, especially since COVID has hit here, that this is really important to our students and to our staff, is to keep our mental health. All right, I'm going to move on to our elementary activities. I am a high school teacher, so some of these elementary activities are more based around the schoolwork that we did throughout the 21 hours here. This first one is a case study, and it involves equity of students. The next activity is the bibliography, annotated bibliography that we had to complete for this. So I included it in here. I really learned a lot of information from this. I think this is truly helpful. I spent a lot of time on it, but I do think you get what you put in, and I'm very pleased with what I learned, and I can always go back and look at it as well as a resource. The next activity is a Teacher of the Year nomination. I was part of this group last spring. This deals with community and external leadership. I'm a shop teacher, and I get asked to volunteer or to help a lot. And these are just two examples. One of them is learning letters for our preschool. It's a hands-on approach. We cut out shapes and wood and straight and curved, and it's kind of neat to see the kids actually involved there. The second thing I want to talk about is the art. Um, so these art easels, we had over 300 hours in them. When I say we, my shop kids and I worked on that, and it's coming together nicely. It's not quite finished yet, but it's getting there. Here is a special educational eligibility and regulations chart. That was coursework. The next one is a case study, more coursework. My next was a hiring process with an interview. Mr. Wifter is a new elementary teacher here at Cheney, and well, he does a nice job so far, and I'm really happy to have him as a mentor. Really, and I'm at the high school, but I still learn a lot from him and the way he acts and makes decisions, and so this is an interview with Mr. Wifter on this one. Next, I'm going to go to secondary. The first activity here is going to be a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis is your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I thought this was really interesting to me because I have not done something like this before. You can see I'm definitely human. I do have some threats and weaknesses on this side. Moving on here, and the next one is a communications chart of Cheney. Communication is extremely important in education. In order to be successful for students, schools, communities, communication must be in place. Okay, school activities, athletic events, volunteering, community events, just being every day. The school leader will model ethical practice. I spent too much time on this throughout this process. I think I've put down 80 hours on this, but I will have well over 120 hours of observation time or helping the building leaders, part of the building leadership team, and I have found out that I spent too much time doing this, but it is experience and it's good experience, so I really can't complain. The next activity here is a e-portfolio evaluation schedule. This is a schedule that I just created a couple days ago because through this class we were kind of having a hard time scheduling each other's evaluation, the peer evaluation for each other, so I kind of created this and worked out pretty good. Community research through the U.S. Census report. Next activity is promoting promoting community engagement. We know, I've learned through research that involve community members inside your school promote student success. So one has to know and understand their community members in order for students to be successful or help increase student success. Next one is going to be needs and resources. I used a assignment here that we did in one of our classes. The next one is a collaborative professional culture. Once again, this was an assignment that we did. The culture is extremely important in a school setting, not only for students, but teachers and staff as well. So a building leader really needs to focus on creating a positive school culture where teachers can develop plans and lessons and students can learn from this and increase student achievement. And the next activity is nurturing professional learning. So each teacher is kind of different the way you can communicate with them. So this kind of goes through and talks about different types of teachers and how you can go about helping them professionally grow. And this was an assignment that we completed. Now we have observation and evaluation. I actually observed a middle school teacher, in FFA